A big uptick tonight in COVID cases in British Columbia. Despite a strong vaccination rate over the long weekend, BC added 742 new cases. There was one new death as well. The latest numbers from Friday to today have pushed the province's rolling 7-day average of new infections to 196. That's up from just 36 in early July. And our Penny Daflos joins us now. Penny, a big change in the numbers as we inch closer to the start of school. So are they prompting any changes in back-to-school plans?
Well, not yet, and at least not in this province, but Ontario released their latest plan, and while it's not as comprehensive as some would like, it is significantly more cautious and proactive than BC's plan. Ours has not been updated despite a real change in the COVID situation since mid-June, and still no vaccines for the youngest students. Unlike most provinces, BC maintained in-class learning in all but a handful of outbreak situations all year, and in June they promised a return to near normal for fall. But since then, the Delta variant has infiltrated the country, showing signs of triggering a fourth wave despite widespread vaccinations. Ontario has just released a cautious back-to-school plan.
We will do our utmost to keep schools open.
They're keeping cohorts in classrooms and restarting extracurricular activities, and while at school, masks will once again be mandatory from grades 1 through 12.
Wearing a mask is a proven way to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19.
We asked Dr. Bonnie Henry if she was considering any changes to her plan for September.
Currently, we don't, and obviously we're continuing to work with our provincial committee on what are the things that we need to have in place to make the school year as normal as possible for children.
Reiterating the claim schools aren't a significant source of infection and how important it is to keep kids in the classroom.
We are committed to that again this year. We want to make sure that as many of those who are eligible to be immunized, particularly teachers and school staff and older students, are immunized. That is really important.
We've known COVID has been airborne for a year.
Experts are urging an emphasis on air quality rather than hand washing.
I'm worried about watching kids in the ICU if they end up in schools with lousy ventilation.
The Delta variant of COVID is every infectious disease specialist and epidemiologist's worst nightmare.
While American pediatricians are seeing hospitals at capacity in states with low vaccination rates and warning Delta is different.
There were people who said children don't get the disease, they can't transmit the disease. We know that those were fallacies all along, but particularly now that the Delta variant has emerged, it has become very clear that children are being heavily impacted.
And those under 12 have no approved vaccines to protect them.
So, Penny, I'm sure a lot of parents are wondering, and children as well, will this school year look any different than last year?
It will, in the sense that cohorts and distancing and all those arrows will be gone, but whether masks will even be recommended is still unclear. We do expect some sort of an update later this month. Dr. Henry's emphasizing that if community infections are low, school infections will also be low. But this latest surge is being called the pandemic of the unvaccinated. And remember, those still under 12 still can't get the shot, and that is likely for months to come.